It's rare nowadays, but proving again that it's so very much viable. Very similar to Junkrat in terms of how they function on this map, but that last fight won the entire game for Ballistix, and I'm trying to figure out where we would go next. I'm kind of leaning towards Towers of Doom because both of these, or all three of these games have been very one-sided in a lot of ways. In fact, it was looking like it was going to be a one-sided game for Tempest that last game. Ballistix brought it back, but Towers of Doom is a map where you can kind of go either way. It doesn't always snowball, and the game's going to go longer no matter what. So if either of these teams are worried about, like, oh, I don't want to lose a snowbally game, that would be the pick.
And you're right. We're right going into the Towers of Doom game, where globals matter so much more. And this map, not just the Hanzo, I think Genji could appear as well.
If he's not banned.
If he's not banned, of course. The mobility that he has, switching between the lanes, just one single E-click can bring you to another bell tower right below, right on top. Ballistix actually choosing, of course, choosing Matt, as Tempest will be first banning here.
Yep. So when they were given first ban on Infernal Shrines, they chose Malfurion as their first pick. And well, actually, yeah. I wonder where Hanzo sits in all of this, because to me, he's actually been the highest impact hero.
Murky. Please, 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 please. Okay, we're having some technical difficulties.
What was it? Did they go into the wrong map lobby or something? I didn't actually pay attention.
I think the naming of the room was wrong, or something went wrong with the map. I think it was the right map.
Anyway, we're gonna remake the room, so it's all good. It's all fine.
The moment I saw Murky, oh, there must be something wrong.
Oh, I was hoping we were gonna see Murky locked in. For me, the highest impact hero today has been Hanzo, and it's interesting because it's kind of this series exclusive, because last series Hanzo's involvement was super low.
Look at that. Watch SD's Twitch if you subscribe. 100% guaranteed emotes. And SCE, Sundung is actually the name of the cat that he used to raise.
Yeah.
Nice information there from the fans.
His old ID in StarCraft 2 was Guinea Pig. He was on the first StarCraft 2 team to give players salaries, TSL. And people speculate in the foreign scene. I don't actually know that he used to keep a guinea pig. He also used the ID for a while before he went to TSL, Guinea Pig Commando.
Commando?
Yeah, he's been around for a while. That was 2010, Guinea Pig Commando, alright? But he's changed his name since. But the Hanzo play in this series has been so impactful, and I think that's part of the reason why Ballistix was losing Game 3 was because the Tracer dive just did not work. And that's kind of been the thing that feels counterintuitive. It feels like Tracer would be so fantastic against Hanzo because he has very few escapes, and you go back in the backline, pulse bomb, kill him, or you burn him down because he can't hit you easily because you're mobile. Well, what really happens is when you're Tracer and you dive a Hanzo, if she doesn't have pulse, the Hanzo just looks at the Tracer and shoots the Tracer 4 times and hits a Q, and the Tracer dies. So
that is true.
There's been a lot of that going on.
Of course,
Tracer will be banned.
Of course, Tracer banned. Actually sniped, forcing out a Maiev ban, of course, coming out from Ballistix, which means basically a free Genji. Which leads into on Hanzo Uther, as we saw multiple times tonight between these two teams. And Hanzo's still a pretty good pick. Maybe you're willing to change, as that did not work out so well in game number 2.
Hanzo is so fantastic on this map for clearing camps, and they have a huge impact on the lanes. We're going to have a change to that was announced yesterday, a patch note of the increased respawn timer on these Sapper camps on Towers of Doom, but that's a month away or so, and probably in HGC timeline for the pro scene. But Joma is the drafter for this team. He's kind of always been the brain of the team in terms of hero picks. Has a good understanding of it. And he's going to be the one to decide. They will go Hanzo, but they will leave Uther.
Okay,
This is an intentional choice.
This is following game 1. They have done this before in BOE. Of course, a different map, 2-lane map. Very different style. When they did this, they paired up with Blaze, Tyrael, Tychus to finish up the draft. Let's see, Uther is basically open again, but it actually costed them big time. And Tracer, they banned her themselves. They can't really go into Tracer comp.
Uther is kind of... It feels like a trap in this situation. Because you could just lose out against sustained damage coming through from Tychus. And Hanzo, if Tychus comes through, that's what bled them down in game 1. You might end up losing out to some sort of other mage damage again from Ballistix, because Uther only has burst heal and mostly solo target heals. So... Ballistix, I get the feeling because they intentionally locked in Malfurion in this game and they intentionally did it in game 1. I feel like they will, even though it feels like the most obvious move, not ban Uther right now. I feel like they will leave it open intentionally. And
I think maybe this is forcing a lot of second ban to not just Uther,
okay, well,
but also Zeratul. Zeratul was banned, and in the match number 1, it was a very similar draft. Of course, a different map, but when there's an Avatar Genji, it's very common to have a Zeratul to have all the pokes so that Genji can just swing that Dragon Blade and get the kill. And oftentimes that has been the case, but because Uther is also available, going for that safer ban here.
I wonder where this goes now for Tempest, because it felt like Ballistix wanted them to have the Uther, but this is clearly no longer the case, or they changed their mind, banned the Uther. And now Tempest has Genji that can't be empowered with Dragon Blade, except with the exception of Sanctification, which is immobile. What do you feel about a Lucio pick for support for Tempest? I feel like that's a great way to make this Abathur Genji comp functional, because Stukov I don't think is going to do it. Kharazim is going to be able to add some extra damage.
Well,
I know you're looking up Lucio's win rate right now to tell me how bad he is.
0-12 or 0-13 or 0-500? 0% win rate. But Blaze ETC leads me to believe it's going to be more of a Stukov pick now.
Yeah.
Silence right next to the bunker can be a big tool.
Well, that makes the Stukov pick more appealing.
Lucio 0-11, okay, but doesn't matter, 0% win rate.
It's a lot of games played. Well, I think either the Stukov is strong against the Blaze pick, it's strong against ETC, but I think it's weak against Hanzo, and it's not good for Genji. The Lucio pick, I feel like, even though he has an abysmal win rate, I think it makes sense if you can sank and then make sure you don't stack the sound barrier. We're talking about Hyde here, right? Like one of the best Lucios in the world.
Yes.
I don't think they're going to lock it in, but I feel like it's definitely an option they should consider. It will take the Rhaegar. The weakness of Rhaegar with Genji is that, obviously, Genji doesn't have a high health pool, so you don't get much out of the Ancestral, and sometimes Genji will die before you can even finish the casting of Ancestral.
I guess it can help Martial when he dives in also. Basically, they have built into the dive comp that they have excelled so much into the later season of 2017, not really in the beginning of 2018. But this could work again with cloning Genji, or even Martial could work. But Ballistix, they have so much defensive tools. Of course, Malfurion does not really have any Divine Shield, but Tranquility soaks up lots of damage by healing multiple targets, and also Blaze Bunker, ETC healing. I think that's just enough for Hanzo. But what is this last pick? Not the solo name. What is this last pick going to be? Oftentimes was Tychus.
I think it says Tychus, yeah.
SDE.
Has he lost with Tychus yet? He has today not lost with Tychus. He still has 100% win rate. If that continues, man, this series is over.
Yes, that is true. That has been the trend.
He's like 15-0 now or something crazy, or 14-0.
I think it was 13-0. Now, can make into the stats at 13-0, and updated will be the 14-0, I think. That's an insane amount of play and win rate with one single hero against all the good teams. And he has been, not just against the lower standing teams, but he has been playing Tychus against like KSB, Tempest, and all Blossom all the time. That's how good he is on the hero.
He's very good at Tychus. He's also a hero that suits Ballistix playstyle really well. Pairs well with the Hanzo for extra damage. Is weak against blinds, but they always pick him last. Like the Tychus always comes in as the last pick every time. Go back and look at it, man. It's like every time.
Every time, yes.
No blinds against this Hanzo Tychus shenaniganry. The comp for Tempest has its strengths, like the fact that Abathur can channel altars, for example, is very powerful. He can help defend. He can use Mule if like they're behind. There's a lot of stuff that he can do. But I look at Ballistix and I'm like, well, this comp's just S tier. It's so powerful. They never lose with Tychus. They have a fantastic Hanzo setup. I have to give them the advantage here. We'll see what Tempest can accomplish.
They have a very good dive comp, and the fact that they don't have Ballistix does not really have any protective tool. They have healing, they have bunker, but it doesn't really guarantee their safety, like the sanctification or a divine shield. And that was banned and taken away from Tempest. I think Tempest has a very good comp, and they have Avatar. The clone timing could be great for all the auto phase. Of course, in terms of wave clear and how they can rotate, I think it's going to work a lot better for Ballistix from the beginning of the game.
I think that's a pretty good assessment. The ETC pick can really grant you a lot of safety and potential picks as well. In the early game against most comps. Against an Abathur Genji comp, it's a little bit more difficult, but I think Ballistix is going to feel pretty safe to just camp. Hooligan comes over here, checks, make sure they're camping as well, just verify that information. And at the moment, Abathur still sits top, getting that extra soak. Ballistix does take the scatter arrow build here with SC, so SC can very easily control camps if they get any advantage in this game. He's just going to have that fast clear time. The neutral camp top, if he has an opportunity, he will rotate up and take it. Very aggressive play here from Dami. Look at how much damage he takes from all those Hanzo auto attacks.
You do have to trade. If you do not go in and try to take all the damage of the Gam, he goes in for the kill.
He had the dash reset. Why didn't he use it?
ETC went down before the dash. I think the dash damage was ignored because Tyrael picked up the kill there.
Yeah, I think you're right, actually.
Oh, it seemed like the dash killed him, but too bad. Nami was, I guess, like 0.001 second too late.
I guess maybe he didn't have mana, but I don't remember. Like I didn't actually see, so I can't say that with like factual accuracy.
You have to see like slow replay on that to check what happened exactly.
Yeah, might be in our highlights later. All right.
Yes.
Triple altar, first altar of the game. Let's see where Ballistix wants to put their focus. The advantage of focusing towards the top and invading with their comp is that they could try to grab the neutral camp right afterwards, but gonna put their focus on the bottom. Abathur's stealing top left, so looks like it's gonna be at least a trade for now.
That's one of the advantage you get if you play Abathur on this map.
Yeah.
If you know where all the enemy members are, you can actually go channel that. Sometimes you do have to be careful. You are very likely to die if you get found out very soon. As long as you have all the info, here there goes in the dash. CSU survives. The brothers will fight in the Towers of Doom. It's actually also a healing Abathur. Okay, not really going for the damage.
Another one of these builds to supplement Genji in terms of survivability, I suppose. Can help Tyrael too. Blaze rotating down. Tempest not even going to look to invade here, even though they have the faster clear time because they came here first.
You're looking at the team comps now.
Yeah.
Okay, they're not really going to contest, but I think Judgment can be a possibility.
Yeah,
here.
I was thinking about that actually.
Towards Hanzo.
Or towards Malfurion himself.
Before Ice Block is available.
Yeah.
I think that's very likely actually.
Judgment X-Strike is like a possibility for sure. The big thing that you lose obviously is the potential for massive damage with Tormented Souls. But let's wait and see. That was something I was thinking about around level 1, and I couldn't really think of a compelling enough argument to where Judgment should be picked. So I kind of held my tongue on that one, but you mentioned it again. It's certainly possible. It gets weaker post 13, obviously, because Ice Block. Malfurion didn't take the Cleansing Maple Leaf talent that like you and I can't remember the name of it.
Nature's Cure?
Yeah, Nature's Cure. Yeah, he didn't take that. So that's another argument for the Judgment.
And the only thing they have to really be careful of is the bunker. If they want to go in for that one target all-in damage with the last right even available, I think it's possible.
Yeah, you know, that's another good point too.
Bunker would be a big defensive tool. But when that wears off, I think it could be a good at the moment pick.
You mean the Eminem
pick?
The Eminem
Yes.
heroic?
Eminem heroic, yes.
One moment, one opportunity, man.
That's what we're gonna call it from now on.
Well, Sonya's got an Eminem heroic, and we all know that Sonya's old portrait in game looked like Eminem for the longest time.
Well, still we have Kel'Thuzad kind of squished into that frame there. I wonder when that's going to change.
Well, that and Alex Strasser, man. Alex Strasser looks like she had the worst day ever in her portrait. Very scrunchy.
The power slide does not connect, and you will be safe. No.
This is a very close game.
No real threat, and also Mew will be keeping all the lanes and all the towers even safe.
Yeah, it's not going to be a bell tower until like Ballistix gets a team wipe, pretty much.
Even that wave, after soaking that wave up, and the Mew will be healing the tower very soon.
Yeah, he's soaking mid, body soak, and he's global soaking top. So he's doing a lot right now, allowing Tempest to roam as a 4-man.
Oh, that feels bad. No, it is Sanctification Tormented Souls. So they're going into that big AoE team fight.
Yeah, so they went the other way. Gonna be great for control of mercenary camps. They could look to try to invade this. They will. Steal this camp away. Ballistix just allowing it. Not gonna take a poor fight. Gonna take a type of fight that Tempest took last game that cost them the game.
Also, Blaze was taking some time in the mid lane, taking some time off. They needed an extra person to join into the team fight, as Avatar can just globally use that clone anytime. Here comes the clone. Double Genji.
Okay, but they need to do something with this. Lockdown just harassing a little bit here, but not much occurs. SC gets fairly low, but it's Malfurion we're talking about here. So now this is a 5v4 fight. Hyde channels again. Odin popped very late, very careful. Love that Aldruin's positioning, setting up for a potential sank. Silence comes through. Hanzo's dead though. That's so much of the damage. Do see Hooligan tosses down the mosh pit. Bunker here mitigating a lot of that Tormented Souls damage. They need this pick. It's a 1-for-1 now. SDE's gonna have to carry this fight, but he is dead. Sank finally used here at the end in its best moment. Body blocks coming through. Dami uses the speed, that extra mobility of the Dragon Blade to get out. Looking for an interrupt here.
Get interrupted by the oil spill and the fire ignited from Jongha. He's body blocked out, and actually arrow blocked from Tyrael. Nicely done by Sign there.
Yep. So they grab those 4 shots. Ballistix is struggling. Struggle town, man. Struggle city.
With the clone gone, I thought Ballistix had better of a timing to actually engage, and even the Sanctification was interrupted from Hooligan. I think Tyrael got caught into the mosh pit, and basically or the power slide, it was on cooldown for 9 seconds, so that was really hard for Martel to actually do the damage without the Sanctification available. But Tempest, they were able to outsoak. I think that's really coming out from Avatar healing in. We don't really get to see too much of that, but even without the Rehgar healing, a lot of their DPS were able to sustain for such a long time.
Uh-oh, good. Throwing his life away here, it seemed. He does survive. STE Looks for the kill, but turns targets here. Good gets a little bit of healing. Bunker doing so much here. SC jumps over the wall, gets away. Big silence as well. Lockdown's clone on the chase. Dami, the real thing, gonna get this kill. And Hyde, no grenade here to lock him in. Oh, the dodge on the root, the dodge on the dash. And the Ancestral is perfect!
Good. And he goes in with the Tormented Soul, and Genji just popping kills after kills. Now Hooligan will be the second one, third one to be killed. What a mess for Ballistix.
Oh, SDE's gonna die too. This is falling apart real fast.
All this started with a perfect cleanse for Hyde. Hooligan's Power Slide came in, but the target was already cleansed, so Power Slide did not connect, made a safe exit. Tempest, they were caught initially first, but Ballistix, they were trying to be aggressive, went greedy, they were going for kills, and they missed so much of their CC.
Okay, Hyde's gonna get this easily. Okay, yeah, he's interrupted for a second, but this is never going to be a retake.
Seems like whatever you say tonight is getting interrupted with something.
Yeah.
It's been tough.
He interrupts it, but like he's just hoping that like maybe Hyde makes a mistake, but just not gonna happen. Ballistix now half the core health of Tempest. And we might see our first bell tower of the game taken very soon with all these sappers headed forward. Sign not spotted. Okay, well, I'll take it back. We'll be seen by the Sonic Arrow now.
Hyde's Regard, not just to cleanse, his moving around the map, not really choosing to go around instead, drawing all the CCs out from Blaze and ETC. Just carried that team fight basically as a support. And with all the CCs gone, Dami and Good was having a fun time just engaging in right after. Goes in again.
Okay.
For ETC.
Good here, gets aggroed onto this bell tower. Cleanse here onto Dami. The Mosh not going to connect. Jungha just totally, the bunker usage here, not what he was looking for. Misses the dash. I'm not entirely sure why he was positioned that far away in the first place. But this is definitely an opportunity for a bell tower take here for Tempest. It's like the boss is going to be their more interested option. They have hidden their movements for now. Okay, they decide that not sneaky enough, not going to go for it. Alter phase in 20 seconds. With just one pick and a short death timer.
Actually, not Holy Ground. I think that's the reason why they're not going for the boss. They have Sanctification, but no Holy Ground.
It's like that, is that town's called Law and Order?
Yes.
Or is it like called CSI Miami? I'm not sure. Like.
Either one. Too much drama, Wolf.
Alright, SC's got the channel here first, interrupted by Eldrains. Okay, Dami is another interrupt. Sign actually committing deep in here. SC's the target, gets over the wall here. Turning around super early. Lockdown's on him, man. He gets the kill.
Oh, Clone gets the kill, and dead Hanzo.
This is the first time Hanzo has like been hunted and killed in this series consistently. This actually just keeps happening.
Oh man, this four more shots, and the boss is available for Tempest. They have Sanctification. I think they can risk the timing. They have 16.
Yeah, they just go for the boss, win the game.
Are they going to?
Like, I've never seen a team take all three in Korea before. I don't think that's ever happened. Like, I think this is the first time this has ever happened in Korea, literally. I think 2 times ever we saw all 6 bell towers taken. But I think this is the first time I've ever seen 3 altars taken in a phase. Like, crazy insane. We're going to try to go for the sappers, not looking for the boss fight just yet. And, you know, this is a worst case scenario, a bell tower. Well, if they committed to it, they didn't. They actually are.
They don't even have to. If the next ones, or if they have any more of the double ones coming out, all they have to do is just get one.
Jungha stayed mid really long. He's getting body blocked out. Has to bunker. So that's a cooldown wasted. That is one of the things they're concerned about for boss potentially.
It is not the longest cooldown, of course, but still, to wasted another 30 seconds to wait. Oh man, Ballistix, they are lost 3 levels apart. Of course, coming in 2, but boss
this would be one of the biggest comebacks in HGC Korea history if they come back and win this one.
Only 4 left, and the bottom bell tower is very much damaged. Of course, this one can be delayed a lot, but the boss is also available. If they lose a team fight or any member, it could be basically game over.
All right.
Bunker's back. So far, Lockdown's clone has been very effective against Hanzo, just diving in, trying to do as much damage as possible.
Usually Hanzo can survive through a little bit.
A
Mule for vision.
Right there.
Usually Hanzo can survive through a little bit, and then he can kind of trade well and will sometimes kill his assailant. But right now, look at this again. Dami on it. Lockdown's clone, though, nowhere to be seen.
Hooligan's mosh pit has been very disappointing tonight, and Arrow misses in between
man.
the members.
Completely misses. The Sanctification was interrupted, so it's available now. SC's dead again, and I think that's the end of this game, G-Clef. They win this fight without him? I don't think so. Sank perfectly
fireworks.
used.
It seems like Odin's damage is actually working for in case of Tempest here, as they basically have a team wipe, and that's going to be GG.
GG. Going to game 5. Tempest going to take this in what was our most one-sided game yet. You know, I said I thought the Towers of Doom pick was a smart one. Why, whoever wants to choose it was Ballistix in this case. A map that usually doesn't go this one-sided. But 32-0. They only got 2 altars. They lost the triple. In Korea, their Ballistix, they lost the triple. They lost the
And the most important thing, SDE does not have 100% win rate on Tychus anymore.
Yeah, and Tempest might still be undefeated if they're able to take this 5th game.
And we are actually going into full 10 games.
10 games, dude.
Opening day of part 2. I love it.
Pretty hype.
I love it so much, and